everybody, welcome to today's episode on Business for Tomorrow's Tech for Today's Business. Today we're going to be talking everything Web3 and blockchain.
So for those of you that don't know what that is, it's because I didn't a few months ago. That is what all the Bitcoins and all that fun stuff is based on. It's the back-end data center.
Yes, and we probably
control
just...
center for it. Like it's basically, it's DNA.
Yeah, absolutely. And we probably just lost a lot of followers just because we used that term Bitcoin. Thankfully, we didn't say NFTs. I didn't say that right now, but
yeah, we're not talking about digital collectibles and stuff like that. We'll get into that once we have a good following of people that know what we're talking about.
Yes.
Still don't. But today we're going to talk about where I think the blockchain is in old school businesses, I like to call them. Obviously, I am in the real estate space. Roman's everything tech and IT and Web3. He knows this stuff backwards and forwards. So he's trying to keep me informed while we try to keep you informed. So let's give a real high level. What is blockchain?
Blockchain at the highest levels, you can consider it an uneditable ledger, where if a transaction takes place, there is no database, there is no person, there is no keystroke that can alter, delete.
There's no control delete.
There's no control Z. If it happens on the blockchain, like NFL film, if you tried hard on a play, film doesn't lie, the blockchain.
All right, getting that sports reference in there, which I like.
Always, go Raiders.
They definitely have a lot of film to watch from last week.
Don't get me started.
So anyways, I'm going to bring it on talk about old school businesses in this new world, how I see real estate coming, and then hopefully in these next few weeks, in a few episodes, we'll have a different expert in a different field talk about how we think that it's going to affect their world. But for me, Roman and I have had a lot of these talks of where we see real estate going when it comes to the blockchain and getting into basically today. We're so antiquated in the way we do things in our processes. And I really think the first place we're going to see some sort of blockchain type event in real estate is with escrow. For those of you that have never bought or sold a house, escrow is that final step in the process. They take all the documents, they take all the money, they make sure that there's no liens or people that have positions against the house, and then they approve the sale and it goes to the county for a final recording, which is the county recorder, which that is where blockchain is going to take over. That recording is going to happen on the blockchain so that people can put those liens, those contractor liens as they're sometimes called, or first, second mortgages, Republic Services, if you're here in Southern Nevada, can put a lien on your house because there's no way for them to stop collecting trash. They just put a lien on it. So that is where I foresee these things going, because like you said, it's uneditable, so you'll know exactly what happened with that house. If you had a flood in that house, it was probably going to go on that blockchain.
Absolutely.
You won't have to get what's called, some people, there's a clue report that you can order. Most people don't order it on their homes when they're buying a house. But that gives you the history of insurance claims against it. Where it's all in the blockchain, it's one report you'll see every day.
Is that kind of like a Carfax for homes type
exactly.
deal?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
So do you see that as the easiest adaptation for the blockchain?
One of many, yes, absolutely. Whenever you take a bunch of processes, if you will, and create efficiencies that entangle all of them, intertwine all of them, and essentially systemize them in a systematic approach. When this is done, this kicks off. When this is done, this kicks off. Absolutely, especially with how you've educated me on the real estate side, it makes all the sense in the world to get rid of that entire antiquated process. Easier said than done. You're going to have to get a lot of entities and a lot of people on board to do something like that.
He means the government.
Yes, and they if you're tracking what the government has been trying and is trying to do with the whole Web3 blockchain, it's some days they're for it, some days there's against it, some days there's lawsuits, some days they're not, some days there's
DOJ's investigating. Sometimes
in 2021 we had monkey JPEGs going for $250,000, $300,000, and even though 99% of
that NFT thing we said we weren't going to talk about.
I'll always throw it in there, but even today, right? Like even with at present time, there's articles going around that are saying, hey, we finally hit that time to where all those digital collectibles are worthless. You still have NFTs, right, that are still going for $25,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, which is all I need to remain bullish in that space.
No, yeah, there's money to be made anywhere, generally speaking. It's just, how bullish you are. One of the cool things I think the blockchain can do for real estate, going back to the escrow piece of it, is getting rid of this fraud that happens.
Oh yes.
We're actually, this is your realm 100%. But if you caught our last episode, we talked about AI. I think the adaptation of AI is going to lead to more fraud in this area, because you can use some of those deep fake things to then put mortgages on people's homes, especially the homes that are 100% paid off. Those are the easiest homes for these mortgage fraud issues to come up, because you can put a mortgage against the house because there's not one already recorded, so there's no bank that holds the position. Like, okay, we'll give you the mortgage on the house. They take the money. You don't know this is happening on the back end. It gets recorded against the house. Obviously, you don't know the bills out there, so you're not going to pay for the mortgage. Next thing you know, you're in foreclosure on this house. They got the money. You're left without a house.
Crappy situation.
Crappy situation. I think that could be controlled by the blockchain.
Without a doubt. Call it preventative controls.
Yeah.
Right? With that uneditable ledger. As long as
you can see exactly who touched it.
Oh, yeah. At any given moment.
So.
And have alerts to kick off to enable whatever type of proactiveness needs to happen, whether you're a broker, whether you're a seller, and you've taught me these terms. I don't know if I'm using them correctly, but I know there's different stages, in the real estate process where you all can be made informed per your specific duty.
And for those of you out there that you'll see these antiquated things where you're like, lock down your title. You'll see them all on the news channels because they're, unfortunately, a lot of these scammers go for the elderly, and elderly watch the news, so that's where you see a lot of these commercials. There are protections out there. By the time you're alerted for that,
it's too late.
It's done.
Right.
They're like, you had a change in your title. They're like, huh? Money's gone. You're not finding that person in the Bahamas or Russia or wherever they are. So, that's a good thing. The next part where I think we're going to see a lot of changes in the real estate industry and really business in general is smart contracts.
Oh, absolutely. Smart contracts is what make business goes boom on the blockchain, no matter what chain you're on. When I say chain, Bitcoin is its own separate chain. Ethereum is its own separate chain. Cardano is its own separate chain. Polygon is its own separate chain. And they all do different things, right? You have chains out there that have been out there for the past couple of years where they're, secure file storage chains that enable people to put secure documents on the blockchain, and you can create, alter,
that's like
modify
a whole new level of encryption, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's not your FileZilla SFTP secure file transfer protocol server for my tech enthusiasts out there, but you're going to have a different chain for everything, right? Ethereum was one of the Solana, Polygon. Those were some of your chains that revolved around some of these NFTs. You have some chains that are doing like actual real world stuff. You have chains out there that are enabling farmers to water their crops more efficiently because
we talked about
of the blockchain.
It's based on weather and economics and like where they're positioning their farms that season. They put all this data in there. The other cool thing I think that these contracts and these digital contracts can do is they have better triggers, right? So once they're built out, once this happens. And I think in business we try to make those automations, but that's all these smart contracts are is a set of triggers.
Absolutely, and the beautiful thing about smart contracts is you tell it what to do, it's going to do it.
100%
and nothing else.
Yeah.
Nothing else. So they're, one could argue they're foolproof based off of, whatever it is you're wanting.
As long as you put the right information. So there's always the human element.
Oh yeah.
Especially in like these real estate related deals, you have to put the right information in. These computers, this AI, no one's going to know what you want an offer to be, what you want the terms to be. They're going to say, hey, we need an offer price. Hey, we need these terms. So these smart contracts can be better at asking you what they want. But there's still that human element, just like we talked about last week or last episode. There's never going to be a perfect way for the human to be cut out.
No. You're going to need to have people who know what they're doing in regards to those processes, right? Whether it's on the smart contract side to audit those smart contracts, no different. You can consider smart contracts like a modern day technical policy and procedure. If you're not auditing,
you're not doing the right things the right way.
And if you're not updating those policies and procedures with
new and improved information,
advances or anything like that, then you're something as cool as a blockchain smart contract can become antiquated in a day.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I think just like with AI and smart contracts, Bitcoin, NFT, like all this stuff, it's going to make the good better, and it's going to weed out the the poor performers.
1,000. If you are one of those people that like to pull the wool over people and just sit back, collect an easy paycheck, or just kind of go through the motions, it's going to make the saying "comfort is bad for the organism" all that much more powerful.
Absolutely. I think you can use this to better your business. You can use it to better your clients' experience in these processes. And just like, this isn't one of my real estate podcasts that we go deep into what's happening in the real estate world right now, but it just allows you to better explain your worth. Why are we hiring you to do this process? Why do we need you for this process? Explain to me where the world is going and where I need a professional. So that's why I say it's going to make the good better, and those that aren't performing, they're going to find a new profession.
Without a doubt. So case in point, if you're not tapped into AI, figure out a way to get educated. Hop on ChatGPT, download both the app. Download the app on your computer, download the app on your phone. Please look at Perplexity, 1,000%. I don't care if you're a stay-at-home mom. Shout out to all the stay-at-home moms out there, or if you're a serial entrepreneur and everything in between, 1,000% it will change your life.
Awesome. Like I said, I hope to bring on another professional. Those are the two areas of real estate where I see AI and smart chains and all this stuff taking the biggest hold. Yes, I could definitely go on a rabbit hole and do an hour of where every aspect of real estate is going to be involved in Web3, but that'll be for a different day. But I'm excited to bring other professionals in. My buddy Chase, who's CPA, where an industry like CPA, where such an antiquated system, they're going to start using AI. He's already there, and that's why I can't wait to bring on people like him. Once again, like we always say, if you have any ideas, you want to talk about anything AI, Web3, Web 2, for those of you that don't know, because I didn't, that's just like the internet. Send them our way, send them to Roman. We will talk about it. I will pretend like I know what I'm doing and try not to mess things up. But thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, everybody. Looking forward to continuing educating you, and likewise having you guys educate us. Please bring us all your questions, bring us all the ChatGPT and Perplexity searches that you guys are going to do after this.
Don't forget, like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next episode.
Have a good one, guys.